Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. And today's video, guess what? I'm going to test the new AI model that everyone is talking about online. Yes, it's the Kimi K3. So I'm gonna use it to build a full landing page. And also I'm gonna compare to the other AI model that I'm subscribed, such as Claude Fable 5 and GPT Sol. And I have a high expectation for Kimi K3 because I see a lot of impressive posts on X, a lot comparison between the other AI model, and everyone is like Kimi K3 is the best AI model. So I can wait to try it out and to give you my honest opinion on which AI you should use. So let's see if Kimi K3 is impressive, as everyone say. So let's do it. Right now, there are a lot of posts on X claiming that Kimi K3 is incredible good at building 3D game. The result looks impressive, but I'm still skeptical about the one-shot prompt. In many cases, there is probably more happening behind the scenes, such as an agent workflow and open source setup, additional tool or multiple interaction. Yesterday, I saw a lot of Kimi K3 example on X. Most of them focus on 3D game and interactive experience. I also saw a lot of video, but not many website example. So that's what I want to test in this video. How well can Kimi K3 actually design and build a complete website? And more importantly, it is very one of the best model for web design right now or not. So you can use Kimi directly in your browser. As you can see, I have already tried a favorite test here. You can also use Kimi code inside VS Code or run it directly from your terminal. For most people, I think the browser version is the easiest and fastest way to get started. Otherwise, you need to install Kimi code. However, if you want to build something more complex, like 3D game, so using Kimi code will probably give you more control over the project. So now I don't have a ready-made prompt. So the next question is, where can you find a good one-shot prompt without using ChatGPT? So you can go to aura.build and go to the template section. And when you over a template, you will see design.md and prompt that you can copy and use it as starting point. And if you are subscribed, you can also remix this template directly and customize it for your own project. So here are the 3 templates that I created recently. So I'm not going to use one of my own template for this test. Instead, I'm going to use this one created by Wanaro, one of my coworker. So I'm going to copy the prompt and I think I'm going to copy the design.md too. So the goal of this test is simply to see how well Kimi K3 can reproduce the result when it receives strong instruction and a solid design system. Because even with the best AI model, if you prompt and design directly or too weak, you probably won't get a good result. And I don't mind to copy him because he is my coworker and I'm not going to take his template to make mine. So it's just a test. But if you want to use one of the prompt from aura.build, just make sure to make it more different. Change into your brand. You can change a little bit the structure, change the design.md to make it more different. But otherwise, it's okay because we love to share with the community. You can also check motion side. I think it's from a guy named Victor. So you have some free prompt, but the premium you need to pay. And personally, I find them a little too expensive. Another good place to look is X. A lot of designers share their prompt publicly, so take advantage of that. And if you really want to create your own prompt, you can use ChatGPT. For this test, I'm going to use K3 Max. I hope that it will be faster because I already tried the high. And honestly, it was so painfully slow. I'm not even exaggerating. It took around 45 minutes, maybe even longer. So I don't know exactly because I was doing another thing. So I'm going to test the exact same prompt and codex using Sol on Medium. So we can compare the result fairly. And unfortunately, I cannot use Claude Fable right now because I already hit my limit. So I have to wait 5 hours. So right now I cannot do the first test, but I will wait for if I have time. 5 hours later or tomorrow, I will test with Claude Fable. I will come back. All right, GPT Sol is faster so far. But Kimi is probably slower because so many people are testing it right now. So I will keep moving. Will it generate? Because I'm not going to make you wait an hour with me. So Kimi can build the landing page because the prompt already includes the full design, asset, animation, structure, and technical setup. At that point, AI is mostly following a blueprint, and most strong model with a prompt is complete. AI model should be able to produce this result. You can test it with Kimi, Claude, Gemini, or another capable model. But what if I want to have my own website from scratch? I asked GPT Terra to generate a landing page image and a detailed prompt for me. Now I'm going to test whether Kimi can build a website from scratch using only an image and this prompt. So this prompt is still detailed, but it's very different from the first one. The first prompt give the model the exact asset, the frame URL, animation logic, section behavior, and technical implementation. And this prompt give Kimi the creative direction, the layout, brand system, content, and animation goal, but it still has to interpret the image and make many design and technical decisions by itself. So that is the difference. So this is much better test for what Kimi can actually create, not just what it can reproduce. So the real test is whether Kimi can create an impressive website from scratch using my idea and direction. So I'm going to generate the same prompt and images with Claude Fable 5. So I actually started recording yesterday and I continue today because yesterday I cannot do anything because I have to wait for Claude to be reset. So normally the usage reset after 5 hours. All right, so let's preview GPT Sol. So there is no onload animation, and the arrow is definitely not as impressive. This section is actually not bad, but I will have the rectangular pattern to animate as well. I very don't like this transition. The background go from black to white, but instead of feeling clean, it's create this strange blurry effect. I do like the generate images. This part could have been more interesting. I think it would have been easier for Sol to build something stronger if I have given it a video reference. So I'm not a fan of this blue line. With just a prompt, it seemed to struggle a bit more. Or it's me because it's hard to explain the exact vision that I have in mind. So the result is not strong as I want. Something's wrong in the corner. So what I want was a different shape. something a bit more interesting, but it did very not work. But I know that with a few more iteration, I could turn this into something very strong. All right, so let's check Kimi. I have a high expectation for this one. So I'm not sure why Kimi decided to rebuild the bike and 3D. It's not too bad, but come on. It's feel too much. So it's a no for me. So let me iterate again and precise that I don't want 3D. I want images, please. With GPT Sol, I did not mention to create image. I just asked, this is the same prompt. So I don't know, maybe Kimi is more for 3D. So this is exactly the shape I want. It's feel more custom, more intentional, and a lot of closer of the design direction that I had in mind. So that's a very good sign. Here again, I still see the blue line. I don't like it. Also, Kimi can generate images too, which is nice. For video, I'm not sure. I have to test it. But overall, this is actually pretty good. It's funny because in my first test, I was complaining about Kimi because the result was honestly horrible. But this time, I feel like it will need further iteration to get to something polished. If you ask me which one look more professional and less AI slump, I will say Kimi looks stronger so far. I think I have more refined to do, but GPT Sol is very good if I give a video as a reference. So let's see Claude. So I'm having the same issue. It also rebuild the bike in 3D. So I have to iterate again and ask to change the 3D into images instead. So let's see the result. I'm gonna expand it. So here is the error section. The image lack of contrast is too dark. Claude cannot generate images for you. It use a library such as Unsplash. It's not bad. Again, the line blue, so I need to fix that. I don't know. I think that Claude is not my favorite. The problem is that every time I refine something, it takes forever. So here it's my final conclusion between the three AI model. Kimi and Cloud were extremely slow. So the generation is around 45 minutes to 1 hour. And Kimi and GPT can generate images, which is a big advantage. In terms of price, Kimi is the cheapest and Claude Fable 5 is the most expensive. So when I want to compare the quality, the price, the usage limit, GPT Sol fit with my workflow better. Also because I use Codec for other tasks. For the one-shot prompt, I will see that Sol was the only one that generate images, and Kimi and Close was creating 3D bike instead of images. So I had to iterate another time. And after iteration, Kimi gave me a better result in terms of images and also the overall. And for future refinement, if you use Claude Fable 5, I suggest to use another cheaper model such as Sonnet. And the same thing with Sol and then refine with Terra. So half of my team love Cloud and the other half love GPT. In my case, I'm on Team Codex. For Kimi, it's very slow. Yes, it's cheaper. But overall, I think that you should give Kimi a shot and you will see what it can capable of. This is just a first test. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you like it and enjoy. See you in another video. Bye.